Okay, so I'm unmuted on stream now. We'll do a quick little audio check, and then we'll begin. Let me make sure everything's good on the stream. Okay, I can hear myself all right. So yeah, let's now unmute for the computer audio. Okay, they can hear you now. Let me speak. Can someone speak? Oh, okay. That's weird. It's here we go. Now we have sound. Okay. All right. Now to do some sound balancing. All right. Let me listen. All right. Yeah, I think it's all right. Maybe I'll just turn the music down just a little bit more. It's all right. Maybe I'll just turn the. Yeah, there's gonna be a little bit of echo. Also,
oh no.
also, donut. Copying enchanted mob is a sin.
Hi guys, it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Titanium.
Thank you for coming back, Titanium. Yeah, I apologize for the delay of this episode. We've been pretty busy with our stuff, so we haven't really had an opportunity to have a new podcast episode in a while.
Yeah, so, vacation stuff too, so that's a factor.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Yeah. Also, hey Zillion, how's it going?
Oh, hello.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Alright, so I guess we are I guess we're ready to begin. Is this podcast about Alinity from Twitch? No, unfortunately. No. We're not quite. Yeah.
Wait, who's Alinity? Let me look it up.
Let's just say Alinity had some controversy on Twitch and, like, yeah.
Oh.
It was a bit of a big deal for. It was a bit of a big deal for, like, a while. So, yeah.
Okay.
Alright. So, I guess we can begin. Where did Candy go?
I'm right here.
Oh.
Also, isn't it kind of strange that we were just talking about these guys in like just a couple podcasts ago?
And then they're here. Oh no!
We were
here, and I'm like, what if they watched the older one?
the animation. Yeah. Yeah. By the way, if you're confused on what we're talking about, Zamination Productions is our special guest for this. We are truly grateful for them
yes.
being part of the podcast today. So yeah, we have. And if you want, yes, both Micah and Zach are here, so both of them are involved in this podcast episode. So yeah.
Yeah, it's like we're talking with like celebrities on like those talk shows.
I don't think it's.
Ellen, I say Edgy.
Welcome to Tonight with Jimmy Fallon. So yeah. So to begin the podcast, basically, we're just going to start with the title and the description. What that's going to be like our main topic. We'll start off with, and then as usual, we'll just go off into a tangent and just talk about whatever. If you're wanting to ask questions about stuff, in the chat, feel free to do that, and we'll just chat about whatever. It's mostly just a chill podcast where we just talk about random stuff. So, yeah. Yeah.
Alright, also happy birthday to Titanium!
Oh, happy birthday, Titanium!
Happy birthday to you!
There we go. So, yeah. I guess, should we begin with what we've been working on, or just go straight into discussion?
Let's go straight into it.
All right, let's
switch the screen, please.
Let's just jump right into it, guys.
Yes.
Go for it.
Alright.
Let's go for it.
Alright, so this is an interesting topic. It's kind of a continuation with what we talked about last episode, where we were talking about how, like, switch the, oh, frick, you're right. It's been so long, guys. I'm out of the groove, okay?
There you go. Oh, hey, we starting with Mike.
Yeah, back with the good stuff. Okay.
You're back
yeah.
at it again.
Yeah, I've been out of the loop for like a long time, so Kappa didn't do anything Subaguchi. Yeah, we could talk about Kappa in a little bit, but mostly there's nothing really to talk about because nothing really happened, surprisingly. So, yeah.
Oh, hey, Noah.
Oh, hey, Noah. Yeah, also Noah the Atlantis is also gonna be here to chill because he's also part of ISA. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yes.
It'd be nice if we also have like the screen, like about in our Discord, like the DM group as well, so that people
We
can
could.
talking about.
So they can see all the meme stuff everyone just posting.
I've been looking.
Yeah, that would be kind of interesting. So yeah. Okay, so the topic we're going to be talking about is to start off this conversation, I'm going to put up a hypothetical situation for like a hypothetical like question, and then we'll just go around and give off our own little answers to the question. Okay? So
Sounds good.
So let's say, speaking of Kappa, let's just say hypothetically, okay, that Kappa was a lot worse than it was. And
Oh no!
it literally attacked every Minecraft animator on the platform.
That would not be good.
And we were forced to animate something else.
I'd have to resort to cheesy Lego things. Videos.
Yeah.
I personally wouldn't have a problem doing Lego videos.
That would be kind of
That was how I wanted to start my channel, like a long time ago.
like stop motion or like
Yeah, stop motion.
Ah.
Before I even knew Blender existed. Before I even knew animation was possible.
Yeah, that's where I kind of started too. For like, my brother and I just did some like stop motion stuff for a little bit. But yeah. One thing I was wondering though is, since I'm more of a video game animator, and we've discussed Lego and there are resources for that, but if we also wanted to animate like other games, like besides Minecraft, what would we go for? Like, if we could literally modify the trends, which hypothetical, remember this is hypothetical, this isn't realistic in any sense, what game would we want to go for, like if we had a choice?
Doki little
Noah, you have great taste.
Thank you.
I would do any game that like allows you as much creativity as Minecraft does, because Minecraft and Lego are kind of the same, and where you can just do anything, and they're mostly just like building blocks. So I mean, honestly, like Roblox wouldn't be too bad of an idea.
Yeah, or
a good style.
I would make.
Here's a funny joke.
Okay.
So I introduced one of my English teachers to one of my Minecraft animations, and she thought that it was a Lego animation.
Really?
Jesus Christ.
Interesting.
And I had to explain. No, the animation, everything is based off a video game like Minecraft. Like, this is a Minecraft animation, not a Lego animation.
Yeah.
Even though I wish I knew how to do that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I would like make my own game, and then I'd make a video based off that.
Oh, you would like make your own like trailer cinematics?
Yes.
Like you would do like a meet the characters
Probably.
thing, like TF2.
That'd be cool. That'd be pretty cool.
Yes.
Um,
It'd be like advertising for like my own game by using my own assets and stuff. If I knew how to make a video game. That'd be the first step.
Yeah.
No.
If there was One game that would be interesting as a Minecraft replacement would be. This game isn't coming out for a while, but I'm just saying this could be a potential option in the future. Yes. Possibly, because, like, I mean, it is around the level of Minecraft, and if it does really well, that is a lot like Minecraft and is a bit more of an alternative platform, especially with the tools that it provides for animation and machinima and stuff like that. So, that's just another potential way for people to create content like Minecraft animations in case that didn't do well. Okay, opinions on Mine-imator. Oh boy, this ought to be interesting.
Hey.
I like Mine-imator.
Yes. Two Mine-imator animators are here too, so please.
I like Mine-imator.
I mean, I like Mine-imator because it's so simple, but what I don't like is that it doesn't involve a lot of features. Like, it has its flaws.
Yeah.
I usually like the style that lots of people do with Mine-imator. I don't really know, but there's just a style to it that looks really cool.
Yeah.
But I'm horrible at Mine-imator.
In Mine-imator, you could possibly you could make many different styles with Mine-imator. Just it's like basically much more diverse. Like it's as diverse as any other program. You can make anything with it, and you can pass your capabilities as well. And at the same time, the reputation it gained, it just makes like the few what people generally see Mine-imator as. It's just what makes it kind of worse. So that's why we don't get as much credit as the other animators with other softwares.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's starting to get a little bit better, so that's a good sign.
Yeah.
If I could say, Zachary, you should mute. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
There's echo because we're in the same room.
Right.
But I'll say what my thoughts on Mine-imator are by reading my comment on that one video called Mine-imator doesn't suck anymore.
Yes.
I think everyone saw that, but I wrote a big comment on there, and I'll just read it off here. It says, personally, I don't think this changes the fact that Mine-imator is still one of the least efficient animation programs to use. Sure, a few people can create decent-looking renders or animations using Mine-imator. However, the program itself is very limited in its capabilities, and you have to cheat a lot of components to make things work. Other programs like Blender are still free, and it's far more advanced in every area. It has better rendering, better modeling tools, rigging tools, and animation tools. Mine-imator's workflow is so much different than any other animation program. So if a Mine-imator user was to try a different program like Blender, Maya, Cinema 4D, or 3ds Max, it would be a really intimidating upgrade and may cause some people to want to quit altogether.
That's actually kind of accurate.
I've seen it happen before, and personally, I would recommend beginner animators to pursue Blender rather than Mine-imator because it would be more helpful in the long run, and it's still free. I'm not saying it's wrong if you use Mine-imator, however, I do believe there are better options out there.
Yep.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Yeah, I totally agree with that as well.
Yeah, and
that's why I'm starting to learn Blender.
Yeah, that from what I've seen in Mine-imator, what I've heard is that like they were using a game engine to design Mine-imator, and using that, it does have its hundreds of limitations to it, and that's why. And when it comes to limited software, it's why I've made the choice to try to incorporate as much as I can with Blender, because I feel as if trying to get a limited software like Mine-imator or Source Filmmaker to work is not really worth the time when I could be focusing on how to incorporate what I'm already doing into Blender and still focus on improving my workflow and how to make myself a better animator in the long run. And what you said, Micah, about how some animators have a more difficult transition into newer software, what I find interesting sometimes, and this isn't true for every Mine-imator animator, a lot of people definitely have a very complex transition into transferring into more advanced software in general. But some things I've seen in some animators, for instance, Darth Lilo or Red the Animator, what's interesting about those two animators is they somehow were able to take what they learned from Mine-imator, like all the basic stuff, and transfer it into Blender. And they, using the new tools, upgraded themselves to an exponential level. Like, Red the Animator is a very talented animator, and Darth Lilo is really skilled at character modeling and rigging because they made the swap from Mine-imator to Blender. So it's a case-to-case basis, but generally what I've seen is that sometimes finding limitations in software may hurt you, but for some very skilled people, they can use it as a way to learn how to break past software and exceed limitations. So, yeah. I've just found some really interesting cases for that. And there are tons more that don't even work with Mine-imator. There was like a few source filmmaker animators who went to better software like Blender or even Unreal Engine and made some great animation stuff. So yeah. So yeah. But yeah, on our original conversation, when we were talking about animating other video games,
Animating another video game.
yeah.
I would just move to overall just cinematography. I would do real life stuff. Probably try to make actual movies if it came to not Minecraft. Just because, yeah.
And for me personally, for my hobby stuff, I'm currently taking a rigging course so I could learn how to rig stuff. What I plan to do is try to learn how to rig and try to animate by downloading models from websites like Models Resource and try to make some stuff using that. That's my plan. And what's great about websites like Models Resource, if you never heard of it, what's cool about that place is that they have uploaded dozens upon dozens of models from other video games, and you can even get the textures and sounds from the games, and you can just take the models and rig them and get high quality content. Also, Donut, we we don't talk. We're talking about a Donut. I got that from a completely different website, and we don't talk about it on stream. Yeah, I'm just.
Oh no, we're done for.
Yeah, we got a brain track on this one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Look at Micah posted in the chat.
Let me take a look.
War isn't a game.
Are you sure life isn't a game, Soldier 76?
Oh, the
Wait,
Diva
Micah, when did you
animation
make
test.
that? Wasn't that like a year or two, like a year and a half ago or something?
Yeah. Here, I'll post what was said in the chat so people can look at it. It reminds me that also, I think, I don't know which one animated. Zach or Micah did a Widowmaker test as well a while back.
It was Sombra. And
Oh, Sombra, right, Sombra. Forgot.
They.
I could try and find it.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I did one animation test with using the Diva rig. I'll have to find it. It's not that hard to find.
Oh my god, no.
Wait. Oh god. Yeah, this is the part of the stream where we just start going on tangents about stuff. This is where it gets fun.
But wait, isn't it only like something minutes in?
Sombra.
Oh yeah, that test. Yeah, this is the test I did, and here's the somber one that Zach did a while back. But yeah.
Is that a Blizzard games? No, Blizzard. Oh, I thought you said Lizard.
I remember one person saying the same thing.
Oh, that's funny.
That is audio from the game. Like, I found a website where they just had all the audio files, so I just downloaded a random file and just got it.
Blizzard games.
QC asks, okay, opinions on
Oh, that's a good one.
It's pretty much the same as the Mine-imator conversation.
I mean, yeah, I agree. I've tried SFM quite a bit. I absolutely hate the workflow in SFM.
SFM
Yeah.
isn't like nearly as limited as Mine-imator,
But it's still
like limited in that like most of your assets and rigs you just have to get from games instead of like just making it from scratch.
I mean, you can make it from
Dude,
scratch,
really
but you have to use a separate software, and I've heard the import process is a little weird.
Yeah.
And one of the limitations about SFM that I find really weird, that I kind of despise, is how limited their lighting is. Like, for some reason, you can only have 8 lights in one scene that have shadows enabled. The rest have to be no shadow. And if we were using something like the Blender lighting system, where you could have like one giant light over the scene that could manage the majority of the shadows, that wouldn't be a problem. But since the majority of SFM's lighting is mostly like a weird, it's like a weird spotlight system, it doesn't really work as good. So the weird way the lighting works in SFM makes it hard, which makes me genuinely surprised how people can get some good lighting in SFM sometimes, like Harry 101 UK.
Yeah. I think for just game animation and like those like SFM things that go with songs and stuff, I think it's like fine.
Yeah.
But like if you're trying to use that as like a way to like get into a studio or something, then you probably shouldn't do that because it's like a completely different interface than like every other program, just like Mine-imator is.
Yeah. Like, like for some reason, like with the way SFM works, if you've never used it, there is they have 2 ways you can animate. You can either use this weird menu where it's like one transition at a time that's managed like a video clip, where you just move the clips along, and then you have a graph editor, which the graph editor is alright, but it's a little finicky to work with compared to Blender or Maya's graph editor. So overall, the animation itself is just a weird workflow in of itself. And another weird thing is the IK. IK does exist in SFM, but with the way it works, you either have to have all IK on the arms and the legs, or no IK. You
So
can't.
basically, it's selective. It's not selective.
You can't select it like you can in Blender, which can be kind of infuriating for some people like myself who like prefers FK for arms and IK for legs.
Yeah. With something like a program like that, I will prefer IK on the legs.
Yeah. So yeah. But I mean, I'm not denying that there are some very good SFM animators out there. Like, some of my favorite animators who animate other games on YouTube are SFM animators, like NDY, Major Link, Coda's really good, and then we have just a bunch of SFM animators that are, like, just impressive to watch, even though they take advantage of a very limited software. Okay, here we go. We're getting into another argument, we're getting into another thing,
Topic.
another topic, and I think it'll be interesting for like Micah and Zach to be here to talk about it because they've used both pretty extensively in work. Maya versus Blender. Let the chaos ensue. Let the chaos ensue.
Yes, let the chaos ensue. Let the debates go on. Let's let our audience do the debating for us.
Both work. Like, I don't really have a preference. Like, I can switch between them pretty easily now, because, like, when I work on channel mob stuff, I use Maya, and then for the Zamination stuff, I use Blender. So I just, like, I'm always using the 2, but I don't really think there's really anything that at least that I can think of that makes the other better than the other one right now, unless there's something I'm just forgetting.
Yeah, there's.
But
From what I can think of, there's very few things I can think of as well. Anything I can think of, Maya does something similar to it in a different way, which the whole argument pretty much comes down to style and workflow overall when it comes to the argument in general.
I think it's more just what you prefer working with, because like Blender's very hotkey based,
Mm-hmm.
and then Maya, you do a lot of clicking with like your mouse. So I guess it's whatever you prefer
Wow, that's
working
like
with.
extra work. Clicking with your mouse more? Wow.
I mean, you technically do that in.
I technically do that. We technically do that for
I
Mine-imator.
technically do that all the time.
Yes.
I
all the time
animate
at
a lot faster in Blender, part of because I've used it longer than Maya, but also just because the hotkeys help me animate a lot faster. Like instead of having to, press E to open the rotate tool in Maya, and then you have to drag your
E.
mouse along it to move something. You
Mhm.
can just double click R, and then it'll rotate wherever your mouse is moving. So that makes it like a lot faster for me, at least.
Yeah,
Yeah.
agreed.
But it also, when you're when you're dragging your mouse in Maya to rotate something and translate, you could get like a lot more fine tune.
True.
Not
like,
saying you can't do that with Blender, but
yeah, it just feels
Kinda
like it can be a little more like precise with the mouse.
Oh Jesus!
Excuse you. Good God.
Good Lord, are you good?
I just ate. Leave me alone.
God.
Bacon?
Oh,
No.
boy. Beans.
Broccoli?
Beans.
No,
Beans.
I don't like the disgusting stuff.
Them tacos?
Oh, one advantage I can think of over Maya is that like it's a lot stronger with like having big scenes.
Oh,
Like
really?
What is
Yeah.
Maya?
yeah,
Blend-
Maya is. Blender's like not the best if you want to have like a big set or something, like a big scene.
Mm-hmm.
But Maya's like a lot stronger for that kind of stuff. Because whenever we were working on the old town road animation for Captain Sparkles,
Yeah.
uh,
Oh, that was cool.
that whole like desert set
Mm-hmm.
was like really easy to get into Maya compared to. There was this one set me and Mike were trying to get into Blender one time,
Mm-hmm.
and every time we tried to do it, it would just crash Blender, and we could never get it to open.
Yeah.
But Maya handles it pretty easily, so that's a plus for that.
Do you
if you're trying to
think-
get really big scenes?
Do you think Maya would have handled that massive bone scene from the skeleton rap a lot better than Blender?
Well, that's
The scene with all like the fruity bones like copy pasted?
well,
Probably not.
Mike says probably not.
We heard him, I think. I don't know if the stream heard it.
I mean, yeah, I'm not sure. I haven't really tried doing something with like that much geometry in Maya.
Ah.
Like the only thing I could think of that's kind of close to that is that in the Dream Your Dream animation in that forest scene,
Mm-hmm.
all those tree models weren't like very optimized.
Mm-hmm.
Like every pixel had its own like loop cut,
Oh.
so it was like really laggy for like the scene.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, if that was Blender, it would be a much worse lag. Like it probably would just crash.
Yeah.
Yep.
So there is a slight possibility that Maya would handle that better.
Yeah.
Well, I think this is just a theory. I think the reason for that is because Maya is. Oh, Rip Noah. Oh, there, he's back. Oh, he's gone again. I think his internet might be cutting out. I don't know. Oh, he's got to go to work.
Oh, he's
Okay,
gotta go.
Rip.
I
Bye, Noah.
Bye.
Yeah, I think this is just a theory. I think the primary reason why Maya is able to handle larger scenes, like they designed it to handle more, is because since it's designed for industry work and not really for hobbyists, they put more time into figuring out how to optimize larger sets compared to Blender, which, since it's not really used for industry stuff and it's designed for more hobbyists, it's not really at the point where it's designed to be optimized for larger workloads, like for big studio productions.
Yeah.
Is Maya free? There is a student version that you can use. However, you can't use it to make money.
Yeah.
You would?
So you can't work for someone like Seth with the student version.
Oh.
So yeah. So technically, if you just have 50 emails, you could technically have Maya for your whole life. Just abuse the
Maya's
system.
really expensive.
Life hack.
That's another thing that Blender has over it, is that Blender's free.
Yeah, that
If
is.
you want to monetize the stuff you make in Maya, then you're gonna have to pay 500. Wait, how much is it, Micah, for a Maya license?
A lot more than that.
Let
How
me-
much is it?
Let me actually look at it. So
It's like 3,000.
3,000 for like ever?
I'm not sure.
it's 200 a month,
Wow.
1,500 a year, and 4,000 for 3 years.
Yeah, that's
Why?
pretty expensive.
It is pretty
Wow.
expensive. You
Why?
The people there be making some big money.
Blender can do about the same
for free.
quality stuff as Maya for free, so that's another good thing, especially for like people who just want to try it, because not everyone has $4,000 lying around.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I don't exactly. Yeah.
And then we have Cinema 4D, which just. Yeah, we
That isn't
Just
even a
don't.
topic of discussion.
just don't.
I mean, I'd rather someone use Cinema 4D than Mine-imator if they're trying to get into like more standard type programs, because I mean it's still a lot like Maya and Blender, Cinema 4D.
Yeah.
Except it costs. It also costs a lot of money, I'm pretty sure.
Let me actually
And
look at
it's
the
not
pricing.
as good as Maya or Blender. So
Wait, what? Okay, it's only okay, so it's only like $60 a month, which is still
that's not
pretty.
that bad.
Yeah, it's not that bad. It's better than Maya, but yeah.
Still pretty affordable,
Except
actually.
Zachary mute.
Sorry.
Every person I've seen who has cinema sides like Blue has it.
You're
They don't actually buy it.
No.
That's very common
Mikey, you
to
cut out.
see.
Yeah, you were cutting out a lot.
Oh, I said besides Element Animation and Blue Monkey, everyone I've seen with Cinema 4D got it cracked.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
literally everyone.
Yeah, that is true.
That's the truth, boys.
I mean, what are you gonna do?
No,
Like,
I got insects in my
Wonder.
coffee.
yeah.
Ah,
So,
I got. Oh, I got insects in my coffee. No,
yay.
What?
no, no, Jack. You're so mean.
Wait.
What do you want me to do?
reach through the screen and help her.
Oh, that word of coffee. God damn it.
Oh,
I'm sad.
rip.
R.I.P.
Drink water.
coffee. Yeah.
Resin coffee.
Hey guys, I got some healthy water right next to me right now. Haha.
Heck yeah. So, an interesting, so, just an FYI, the chat isn't updating on the stream screen. Oh, it's just a bit of, wait, it's not? What the,
Yeah, it's not.
what the frick? Why is the chat not updating? Hold on.
Maybe refresh it. Refresh the chat screen.
Hold on, let me figure this out. Alright. Let me get the link
Can
again.
work
Thank you
this
for mentioning.
out.
Thank you so much for mentioning that, Half Baked. Let's see if it works now. Oh, there we go. There we go. Now it works.
Wait, so does that mean that like people watching it in the future will just be like, "What's wrong with the chat?"
Yeah.
What are they talking about, Nani?
Well, I mean, if you remember, streams do have like the live replay on the side, so in case if
yeah.
it doesn't work, we have a backup.
Oh yeah, okay.
Oh yeah, that's the thing.
So, one thing I have to say about Maya that does have a massive advantage over Blender, it has, since it's been out for longer, it has a much greater variety of character rigs for you to use outside of Minecraft that are free. Like, I've researched quite a bit on Maya rigs out there. There are quite a lot of good options out there. Like, the Asri rig, it's a good optimized rig for people who just want to try Maya and get started with some basic acting stuff for rigs. So, and then there's also what are some other rigs out there? There's the animation, there's the anim school rig, there's the animation mentor rigs, there's just a variety of rigs that exist that are completely for free that people can use. So, yeah. Which
Maya also handles big rigs like that better than Blender, because I've tried animating with complex rigs like that in Blender, and it's doesn't hold up very well.
Yeah, like the thing is, like, for an example, yeah, they're good half baked. They're like really high quality if you find really good ones. But then like for instance, for a complex rig that was like really laggy in Blender, the Diva rig that I use currently, it's so laggy that I have to use solid mode in order for me to even animate with it, because even though I have a more powerful computer, I can't even achieve a good frame rate by using the rig. So, but when I use the rigs on Maya, it's definitely more optimized from what I've seen.
Yeah.
Sure. So for topic of discussion for something to bring out. Okay, here's something that I don't know if any of you guys know about, but apparently we might get some more DDLC content this year. Yeah,
What?
Dan Salvato announced like 9 days ago that this year he's going to release new DDLC content and release another visual novel, which my theory is probably going to be Project Libitina. That's my theory. I could be wrong, but yeah.
Yeah, I watched a game theory video about it.
Yeah.
It might be that.
Yeah, I'm suspecting it, considering how long he's held it off and in relation to the release date. So, yay, more DDLC stuff.
More music videos.
Yay, more music videos.
more horror themed music videos. That'll be fantabulous.
Yay, I love them. More content that doesn't feel. Hopefully, we get more animations that don't feel repeated.
More unoriginal music videos. Yay!
Yay! More money!
Yeah!
Yay!
For the view.
QC asks, what you guys think of BPS?
BPS is cool.
Yeah, we have a massive spectrum in this chat, from like BPS fan to
Zamination.
yeah. yes, to Zamination.
I don't mind BPS that much.
Yeah, they have their.
I like the Songs of War series. Like that's like. I mean that's the only BPS stuff I like actually watch. Like the rest I've seen bits of.
Yeah.
But I actually watched that one just because like it's something different.
Yeah.
It's not just another high pixel game.
Yeah.
It's like actually something like they're trying to do like their own story.
Yeah. So one thing that I will say about BPS is that one thing that I wish BPS would do, because I remember this is kind of going back to the Animation Sense tweet like a few months ago when Songs of War first came out. It was the mouse style, and my personal opinion on that is that I 100% believe that BPS is more than capable of achieving good facial animations, provided they have the good rig. But with their current rig, they currently can't achieve the kind of thing that Animation Sense put in the tweet. The more stylized mouse
They have
style.
a smooth mouth rig and teeth. They just don't use it.
Well, there's a reason for that. The teeth on the BPS rig kind of suck. I remember I was on a stream watching one of Little Thomas Kid's streams, and he said himself that he hates the teeth on the BPS rig. That's why he doesn't use it. Like, for some reason,
Same.
like, when you turn on the teeth and you close them, they snap into place instead of transitioning at a normal pace. Like, for some reason, they just snap together. Like, I don't know why it does that. I don't know why it would work. I don't know if Pixelfrosty was just being lazy about it, since, from what I've heard, it was a viewer-requested feature for the rig. I still don't know to this day, but yeah, it's one of the
We will
things.
probably never know.
Yeah.
We'll never know.
They have more than enough money and resources to get a new rig, so they're just choosing not to do it.
They
So
have
that's
a
kind of their
whole
fault.
they have a whole rigging team with them. Why can't they? Well, from what I heard, they are updating their rig. I don't know if they're
Yeah,
fixing
they're doing
anything
the
or
rig
not,
for 2.8.
but I don't know if they're adding any new features or not.
Yeah, they better not like just port it out. There's the NeoCat rig, but then again, it's not exactly the official rig, so.
Yeah.
I think BPS looks at animation and stuff on YouTube from more of a like business perspective, in that like they found a style that's easy enough to do that everyone seems to be complacent with. So they don't try to go much beyond that. At least that's what I take away from it. Because I mean,
Yeah.
Well, they
I
do
haven't
put a
seen
lot
too
more
much
into
improvement. It's not like with every video I see like a big jump in quality.
Yeah, agreed.
That's mostly because they're doing the
You could
seasons.
look at a BPS video from like 2 or 3 years ago, and they look pretty much the same.
The only thing that I think that's gotten better, at least in Songs of War, is lighting.
I have to agree with you, and their character interactions have slightly improved. It's not massive. Like, they're instantly better.
Do they even do anything else with people talking, though, in things that aren't Songs of War? I thought they all just do, like...
They did one
it's-
series, like, a while back called Reverie, but
It's
let's
not
just say
great.
it wasn't great.
It was a long
Yeah,
time
it
ago
was-
too, so.
It was more just like a practice one. I just remember first watching that and being like, "Whoa, voices! They've never done that before." I actually had it muted when I first watched it, so when I saw their mouths moving, I was like, "Wait a minute, are they talking?" So
What I find kind of sad, about Reverie was it could have been really good.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
I just
That's the
wish,
case with a lot of BPS stuff.
yeah, a lot more effort could be put into them, but yeah. BPS animations feel kind of slow. Yeah, that's
They
the
do
main
also-
problem with BPS.
Yeah.
Like, Songs of War, it's a little more explainable since it's a series and it's a big world, but in general, their animations are really slow paced, and it really takes away from the action.
Hey, episode 1's
Like-
like the fight animation in episode 1 is actually pretty fast, and I actually really liked it.
The
That's
team they have, the animation team they have for Songs of War, I think is better than just their normal
actual
core
team.
members.
Yeah,
The actual team, but then the team actually did better.
Just-
than the
just-
actual
fans.
team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally, just have Red the
I mean-
Animator and Zillion, and you have twice the
Yeah, I
level
mean-
of quality.
There's some really good fight scenes in Songs of War that are like way above the quality of just like the normal BPS animations that I've seen.
Yeah,
You can thank Skyfall and Zillion for that.
yeah, the huge jump in the quality, however, in those, if you look at it as an
My-
episode as a whole,
My
like the
problem
huge
with
jump in quality is like it's not that consistent enough, so that we can
Yeah.
actually tell that other people actually work on this, like actual other people,
Yeah,
not the
I mean, I'd rather
Yeah.
it break the style than be like consistently not good. Like I wouldn't
True.
want the style, or
Yeah,
I wouldn't want
that's
the fight animations to not be good, just so it's consistent with like the other stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
I like if everything was as good as the fight scenes, but I mean, I kind of understand that at least for these projects, they're like a lot bigger in scale, so they have to be okay with just average animation,
Yeah.
which I think is fine if you have like a good story and dialogue and
Mhm.
other interesting stuff that's happening.
Yeah, that's where you start
Yep.
to try to balance out your quality with your level of story, because sometimes even bad animation can have a decent story behind it. But if it's
Yeah.
yeah,
So, I mean the original like Egg's Guide to Minecraft series and stuff, like the animation quality is not the best if you go back and look at it.
well, yeah. 'Cause
It got
you
a
can
lot
tell.
better as it went on, but like in the
Yeah.
beginning it was like pretty average. But I mean, it was also like really early on, so like at that time that was like
yeah,
some of the best stuff. But
It was like,
Mhm.
wow.
compared to now, it's like not the best looking, but it's funny and has a good story and stuff, so
hmm
it's interesting
Yep.
to watch.
Mhm.
And I think Songs of War is interesting. It's not like it's nothing super unique, I think, as far as like the story goes, because there's a lot of like fantasy stories
Yeah.
that are kind of like that.
Mhm.
But I mean, it's at least something new in that it's like a series that has new episodes every
Two.
every whatever
Yeah.
whenever they come out. But like, because there's not that many series, or at least Minecraft animation series running anymore, except like maybe Annoying Villagers. But I haven't watched like any of
How
40
dare you?
Plus
episodes.
there's Griefer Legends, but Freddy Saw has literally not uploaded a new episode in like months, so I don't know how that's happening.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Question for QC: what you think of of
Mob.
I think
Enchanted Mob.
Enchanted Mob.
yeah, that's what
Yeah,
I'm
Enchanted
nodding
Mob.
means too. I think he's pretty good.
Yeah, it's actually really good. I
Yeah,
really like.
yeah,
Same map.
yeah. Seth and his team, like, they do really good, like,
Yeah.
animations stuff.
Yes.
I like Enchanted Mob.
Yeah, Ichijo Bob is pretty good.
Yes.
You got a 9 out of 10.
The thing that I like about Enchanted Mob is like every video is like an improvement.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's what
absolutely.
I like about that too.
Like, you take from let me find two examples. Let's just go from I Am Flowey to Dance to Forget. there was quite a bit of improvement between those two videos.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Take his first video and compare it to his latest one.
Oh god. Watching our first video.
Come on, add more to it. They use Maya.
What? Yes.
Yeah. So what's kind of cool about Enchanted Mob 2 is that despite how much they've changed, they still maintain a decent view rate when you compare them to their older stuff. Like, even when you go back to the old Sister Location series, they're still getting pretty decent view rates compared to that, which I find pretty impressive.
It's Me did really well.
Yeah.
Has like 12 million views in 2 months. I mean, that's
Yeah.
better than some of the Sister Locations.
That's really good.
Yeah, I just find that impressive.
Yeah, and I think it deserves it. Just
Yeah,
'cause,
me
like,
too.
I mean, I know it's another Five Nights at Freddy's video, but like, it's like really high quality animation.
Yeah, agreed.
Even from It's Me to Break the Cycle, you will see a lot of, especially from the, or I can't say that actually, but you will see a bunch of improvement compared to It's Me.
Good to know.
Yep.
Then we have I'm just on the Enchanted Mob website right now, just seeing what's coming out in the future. They have Shadows and Art of Darkness coming up, which will be interesting because neither of them are FNAF, surprisingly.
Well, Art of Darkness is bendy,
Yeah, but
so it's like
it's
Wait,
I
someone's
I
gonna...
prefer that over FNAF.
Shadows is gonna be like an
Undead?
original.
Oh, really?
Like it's not based on. I mean, it's like based in Minecraft, but it's not like basing off like another game like Doki Doki or Bendy or anything.
Huh. Well, that'll be interesting to see from stuff because they haven't really done anything like massively
It's
original.
Flagon.
Yes. And like, while I liked that animation, they could definitely release a really good animation with what they have today.
Shadows is gonna be very good.
I am excited.
Pretty for me.
QC Animations asks, okay, name Mine-imator channel. Skips.
What?
Name a channel, name an animation channel that uses Mine-imator. Skips. That's just
channel.
off the top of my head.
You
Yeah.
know there's like Ethan Animates? Are they talking about Mine-imator channels?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Ethan
then
Animates, honestly, it's eh.
there's Kenimation, which is, he's pretty good. He's about Skib's level with his stuff.
Yeah. Can, skips.
I know there was this one YouTuber, I don't remember, but their video was really good. I don't remember them though.
Pixel Nitros.
Oh, yeah.
No,
Um,
Wait, no. I mean, it's like it was one that like did like a bunch of fight animations basically, but they're like really high quality.
Was it,
Mine-imator?
I may know what you're talking about, actually.
Oh wait,
Zamination?
it's like the one who animated the concept series.
Zamination?
Was
don't
the series called Forsaken? Or something like that?
I don't know.
I need to
Oh,
look
God.
at it. The
I don't know.
series was called, I have it in my, Forsake,
believe
yeah,
it's
by
called,
Tysteria. Tysteria.
Oh yeah, it's called Long for. Wait, no, that's a different thing.
Yeah.
It's in
Tysteria.
reality.
Mob
No.
Killer's a good animator. Then there's also Sharpwood and stuff.
One animator that, like, I mostly watch for, it's called Reality. What? Okay, hold on, I'm gonna look at this. They're saying something about reality.
Reality concept.
Oh yeah, there it is.
There it is.
Can you send it in the
I got
chat?
angry I didn't
Oh, yeah,
include
Kazakh
them
Mojo.
in the Minecraft Animation Rewind, but I've never heard of them until after everyone started telling me that they were angry that I didn't put them in.
Uh,
Like no one even
Oh.
requested it until after the thing was up.
Ah.
like, does anyone remember, like, Futuristic Hub's comment in the rewind?
Wait,
What?
what?
Futuristic Hub literally left a comment on the
Oh,
rewind.
They're like, why didn't you ask me? It's so easy to just ask me. You could have just DM'd me.
No one requested his videos.
I group him up with like the monster school channels in that like I don't
Same.
count them as actual
I do
members
the
of
same.
the community.
Yeah.
They don't
Aw.
care about community interaction, and it's kind of clear that they just care about the money.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
money.
yeah, it's not like we're trying to say this because we're trying to be mean, but like, it's just from what we've seen from their content.
It's a celebration of the community.
Yeah.
And if they're not part of the community, then they don't need to be in it.
Why until they watch this podcast later on?
They'll probably not watch that because
What if they
don't
do,
watch
though?
anything unless they're like, why am I not in this?
Ah, yes.
Yeah, I think that would. Yeah. So, can we just forget Futuristic Hub exists? Well, I mean, as long as the raids are related tab or
Well, as long-
the Minecraft animation search results, it'll be hard to get rid of them.
It's,
He got famous for a reason. And that reason is not exactly good.
Yeah. Freddy saw a spastic arm movement. Discuss. Oh.
I haven't really watched Freddy Saw in class.
Oh, you're talking about like Freddy Saul's. Is that just because he uses? Is that just because he uses IK with his arms? Freddy song?
He does like everything in IK.
Oh,
Oh.
his style's like not
it's.
very fine tuned.
I
like,
have to agree.
I don't think his.
It kind of seems less controlled, I guess. So
Yeah.
In a way, yeah.
Huh?
I
Yeah.
don't want to say he's bad because he's good at like other things. Like he's good at effects and like that one thing he did with like the motion tracking like series that was like in real life.
Yeah.
Like that was really good.
Yeah, that was cool.
I think just basic character animation.
It feels
I don't think
very.
he's trying to get a more realistic style. I think he's just
I-
kind of doing. Bless you. I think he's kind of just doing whatever for it. Like he doesn't really care if it's the best quality.
Yeah.
which is fine because it's usually just about the story most of the time if they care about the story,
Yeah.
which is good because sometimes you can tell if someone really cares about their story and
Yeah.
but like then that could just be
Yeah, people could care more about one aspect
yeah.
than the other.
There are definitely lots of different variables for that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know how some FNAF animations like enchanted mobs and free displays have Michael as William's son? For some reason I watched Game Theory's video about the lore of Michael as Henry's child. Oh, well.
I don't. When it comes to Five Nights at Freddy's lore or just any other lore, if it's like if you're trying to tell a story and the lore of the game is gonna make it confusing and turn out to be a not good video, don't follow the lore.
Yeah, I agree. Like
Make up your own lore.
I personally hate the way Scott structures his lore because literally any second he could change the entire lore. We wouldn't notice,
Again.
and then we would be wrong.
Well, his lore right now is that it was all just a game.
Yeah, that part I hated
That's
the
the lore.
most. Like,
Which, well, I mean, it isn't that bad in a way, because that means that like now you can just you don't have to worry as much. It seems about that lore.
but people have been working on trying to figure out this one story for years, and for a long time we've had something pretty established. We've had a pretty good story established to the point where we kind of have an idea of what's going on, but we can get a little creative with it for some of the FNAF animations. But when we learned that Scott basically threw it all out, it kind
It's all
of
just a game. Game
it,
theory.
it makes it really suck. And it
Yeah,
kinda
all the
takes
hard
out.
work is basically it's just a game. Sorry guys. It's kinda
Yeah.
I didn't even theorize about it because I never played the game. Haha.
if this becomes a FNAF podcast, I'm gonna head out. Alright.
Yeah. But that's why I prefer other games' lore. Like for instance, DDLC. It's not 100% solved, but yet we have enough information to where we can put something together and just use it as a baseline for us to come up with something interesting.
Something that I want to eventually try is maybe doing another Doki Doki either animation or music video that is like outside of the main story of like the
The
game.
side stories.
Yeah, something like that. Just because
Yeah.
I don't want to do the same story a third time because like I don't think it really felt repetitive watching just Monica and Why Did I Say Okie Dokie.
Yeah.
Because I mean they were like kind of different. I think they were different enough in the way it was executed.
Mm-hmm. But a third time,
But
it would
man,
just
I
feel
think it
repetitive.
feels-
Maybe
Yeah.
trying to figure out how she ended up that way or something.
Well,
Yeah, maybe.
I'm actually
which would be
planning
like
a...
the next game thing.
Yeah, after my current DDLC animation comes out, which is gonna be out with maybe in a week or actually a couple weeks, yeah. I am planning for my DDLC animation after that to kind of be what happens after all the main story stuff happens, and be like,
Monica comes to the real world. She inhabits your toaster and starts chasing you or something.
Oh god. But yeah. All I can say is that I'm going to try as hard as I can to make the animation better and maybe scarier. Maybe scarier.
Scary.
Yeah. I kind of want a little bit more horror in the DDLC animations, because I'm not saying like there aren't some parts that actually are pretty terrifying in some of the DDLC animations, but I just think maybe you could push it sometimes. I mean, there's always ways you could push content, but I've just been wanting to push it horror-wise.
Ooh, this is
I
an
don't want to
interesting
really
question.
tap into some of the Doki Doki stuff that's like actually in the game. 'Cause some of it's just like too intense for kids.
Like the Libitina stuff, like the Libitina stuff would be really, really dark to animate.
Mm-hmm.
And even just like, you know, the self harm and stuff. Like I don't want to put that in an animation. That
Yeah.
wouldn't be fun.
Yeah.
That'd just be sad.
Yeah.
And like either way, it probably wouldn't make that like interesting of a story taking it from that kind of an angle, anyways.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like I don't think that's the right thing to do for Minecraft because you got to think about your audience as well. Because like,
Yeah.
if I had seen when I was little like a Minecraft animation of someone like cutting their wrist or something, I would have been like scarred by that.
True.
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
For me personally, when I do Minecraft animations, I try to consider my audience as being a little bit more, on the mature side, because that's pretty much what the majority of my current viewers watch. So
I usually just do me appropriate, so if I wouldn't watch it, then I'm not gonna make it, and I'm usually pretty down there where I don't like watching horror movies or anything like that, so.
There's some stuff that I would want to do that I'd want to see, but I just don't because I know that there's a lot of kids that watch Minecraft animations, especially like since me and Micah do have kind of like a bigger channel. There's like a lot more
Yeah.
people that are going to be affected by what you post.
yeah, exactly.
Can't just really do anything without like thinking of what they're going to be seeing.
Yeah.
Because like there could have been, or we could have done just Monica a lot worse than it was as far as like the deaths and stuff.
Yeah.
But like
Yeah, definitely.
we purposely made it a little more
Lighthearted.
like, slapsticky.
Yeah.
Because like you know, like one thing we try to do is if we ever like, because you know how Sayori gets hung.
Yeah.
we try to
Yeah.
not show the full body, so like she like purposely goes out of frame just because I wouldn't want people to see that visual.
Yeah.
And for like
Yeah.
the part where they're on the strings, it's not connected to the neck; it's connected to their hands.
Yeah.
I just don't
Yeah.
want that
So
visual.
it doesn't imply
Something I
something
noticed
like
right away that I was like, huh, that must be a design choice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like
There-
if ever there is like the you know how Yuri gets stabbed,
Yeah.
like I either try not to show it or just don't show blood at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like in Follow Me when the kids get stabbed, like that's pretty dark. And if we put blood, that would have been
been too much. That
terrifying.
that would have been. Yeah, I was genuinely surprised with how far Follow Me went,
Yeah.
but like, I'm kind of glad you went with the no blood approach because that would have been a lot worse.
There's a surprising amount of comments saying they wish there were blood, and I was like, you people messed up.
Yeah,
Really,
I
guys?
Oh my gosh.
like.
Yes, we need to see the children suffer. No.
There were comments like that. Like they were like, "Come on, I wanted to see them suffer." I'm like, "What the heck?"
Think about the children.
Think about the children.
QC
Oh, by
asks
the way-
How far would you go with edgy content?
I would go.
I mean,
It's hard.
I would if it was like a really serious video that wasn't like cartoony. I would probably show blood just if it wasn't too intense.
Right. It just a little
Like
bit.
kind of how like Enchanted Mob did it in
It's me.
what is
Yeah.
it? Yeah, It's Me.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'd be fine doing that stuff if it's a more like serious video. And the way he did it was kind of more subtle, and it wasn't like really in your face. Like it wasn't like a bloodbath. Like, do you know? Have any of you seen Pretty animations before?
Pretty animations?
He does like really bloody animations.
Oh yeah, I remember now.
I just remember getting really annoyed whenever I see animations with like blood, in it, especially if it's Minecraft, because Minecraft doesn't have blood, and then especially when it's a lot of blood like that, like that's just overdoing it.
Yeah,
Or-
and he has like videos where people get like ripped in half and like shows their organs and skeletons. Like I
Oh
don't
my
think I'd
God.
ever
Yeah,
go that
like
far.
if anything, I would just want like a just kind of like what Mr. Fudge Monkeys does, where he kind of colors on the skin themselves some like red pixely stuff to
Yeah.
show that there is pain, but not like over exaggerating it or anything.
Yeah.
I think that's the approach I would take if it came to blood.
Unless if you did Blue Monkey's old standard. Does anyone remember?
I wouldn't do that either.
Wait, hold on. What
Wait,
was
what?
the old Blue Monkey animation
Blood, sweat,
involving
and tears.
the chest?
That one.
That one was like rough from Blue Monkey.
One the surgery or something.
It was this one, Candy. I don't know if you've seen it.
Oh, I see. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, this one was like really rough.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus.
Honestly,
Oh my
I
gosh.
thought it was kind of funny.
It did have a little bit more of a cartoony vibe to it.
There's
to
like
be honest.
such a dark twist.
It was more like
It
a
was
dark
like-
humor.
Yeah. This one I don't really like. This one.
Oh,
wait,
blood,
that's a
sweat, and
re-upload of
tears.
it. Oh wait, did you take it down?
Oh, God, no.
Wait.
Yeah, there's only re-uploads of it now.
Huh? Was it because of his?
That was like unnecessarily gruesome.
Yeah. I think he took it down because he understood most of his audience were children because of the Alex and Steve stuff.
Yeah.
He decided to take it
Now he
down.
needs to re-upload it since publishing.
Yeah. Opinions on Ecker and his gory music video now open.
I thought that was really messed up.
Yeah, that one was.
Cause like that's one of the situations where I'm like, you got to think about the people watching your videos.
Yeah, like Ecker Coaster's
I know
audience
in
is
particular,
pretty
there's a
young.
lot of young kids that watch Ecker Coaster.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
there's a lot of kids that watch like all of our channels, but like,
it's
I
a
know
little bit
there's
more
young people that watch Ecker Coaster too, and I don't think they'd want to see that.
yeah, like
I was even like, ugh.
like
Yeah.
looking back at it now, I'm like, whoa, that's pretty far.
Yeah.
What
Like-
video are you talking about? I don't know if I've seen it.
It's remember the one where it looks like the "Don't hug me, I'm scared" thing, where he has all like organs in his mouth.
Oh, God.
Let me get
Yeah.
a screenshot. Let me get a screenshot.
Claire, right?
Also, yeah.
No, I'm not. Oh, God.
But yeah, here's a screenshot from the animation.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
No,
this is
that's too much.
It's really way too far, in my opinion. Like it's
Yeah.
yeah.
I think
Sorry, my
that's a
stomach,
little
I'm
too
suffering.
far.
I really don't.
What are your thoughts on Ecker Coaster in general? He's definitely had a lot of improvement.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not sure about what he's doing content-wise. Like, I just don't really know what to say about his current content. It's not bad, but it's not, something exciting or different, Just that's just my opinion about it. He's not bad. It's just, it's hard to say, honestly. So.
Can I bring up the question now?
Oh yeah, Yogi's question, right?
Yeah. Sorry, Yogi. We took too long.
To make it, to answer your question, Yogi, as far as the what content is put on Iron Scrolls,
Yeah, we should
yeah,
read the
yeah.
question.
For Iron Scrolls Animations, is it for more original story content, animations based on games, or just anything? Iron Scrolls Animations focuses a bit more on original / music videos, but not really music videos based off of games. Like, for instance, Way Back Home, that kind of stuff. And,
K-pop.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I'm doing a more original series, and then he's doing more of a game thing, and then Claire's doing a K-pop. So
I'm busy with
guess
Fang
that's all
Turnip,
this.
so yeah.
I'm carrying the team right now, please.
At least my brother is willing to work on content as well. So you have a few people working on. QC wants Zamination's opinion on Echo Coaster's content.
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, I'd rather not talk
Kind of
about
done
it.
talking about Edgar Coaster.
Yeah.
Honestly. Like, I'm just gonna let him do whatever and not care.
Yeah, I can understand. Are there going to be applications for ISA? We are planning to open those up again pretty soon. So keep an eye out for that. Sorry. A lot of typing, Claire.
Hey, thank you.
Wait.
All right. What is another? And then we have Mr. Indy, and then we have Q.
What?
Cubicle.
Oh.
The in their stuff.
They're uploading a Doki Doki video
Yeah.
that I did storyboards for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're doing Doki Doki Forever, which is the song I'm doing as well. And Who I Am, which is a Portal video as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Honestly, I definitely think with Andy's new team, he's definitely taken a step up with his work. So, yeah.
I'm hoping it gets faster, because, I mean, they haven't uploaded in a while.
Yeah.
How long ago was Drawn to the Bitter?
3 months.
Dang.
Quality
Damn.
over quantity. Oh.
Well, they've been having delays and stuff.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah.
I think that for the memes, people should use almost the tank engine.
But yeah, I heard about the delay for Doki Doki Forever. I never understood why there was a delay.
Oh, it was
like,
delayed?
Yeah. There was like a
They put it on
production
hold
thing.
because of issues.
Oh, I don't know. Oh.
Did it have something to do with production members, or was there just...
I don't
Yeah, it
think
did.
that... Oh, I was gonna say I don't think we should talk
I
about
won't
that.
go into detail, but it did.
Okay,
Something
got it.
internally that doesn't need to be talked about.
Okay, I get it, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we understand.
Yeah, I thought they canceled it too, Half-Baked, but they're still working on it, so I'm happy for that. Like, I'm excited that the team does, because they've been putting out teasers on the Cubicle account, and I'm honestly pretty excited with how good it looks. So, yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's almost 4 a.m. Yay.
Wow.
Yay.
Happy time.
Yeah. Jesus, I didn't realize it was 4 a.m. pretty soon.
So yeah, okay, so we've been... For some reason, I'm okay with Minecraft Gore. Yeah, I'm okay with it if it's not excessive. It really depends on the circumstance.
Yeah,
I think it's
I would
not
only
just a bad
be okay with it if it actually had to do with the story and it actually invested in the story.
Yeah, if the story's
Like-
okay.
Like on a deep like on a deeper level than just ooh they were bleeding or something.
Yep. Yeah. I agree. Zamination and Arn, you make good anime. Do you guys have things what?
I think he means I'm making an animation team. Do you have any tips?
Oh, when you... Okay, so first off, when you're starting a team, um make sure you have a good idea of what you want from the team. Like, what is your goal to accomplish from the team? Do you want to start a team that can help you with your projects to get work done faster? Are you starting a team where you and a few other people make animations and put it on one channel? What are you focusing on as far as animations, and focus your team around that? Like, if you're a
Like-
channel that's dedicated to working on your own projects, hire more assistant animators and people that can help you with stuff that takes you a really long time, so that you could focus on releasing content and making really good animations overall.
Yep.
Um, and also,
I would say.
oh,
no,
you
can
go
keep
ahead.
going.
You go ahead.
Aw.
I was gonna say, or at least how I go about it is like first try and find people who are gonna be like actually efficient and who are really motivated to work on what you're gonna do. Because you can have people that are really good at doing something, but if they're not motivated to work on it, then nothing's gonna get. So you got to make sure that you get people that are actually gonna, even if they're not like the best. It's better to have someone that's actually gonna work. Because I mean, if someone's really invested in something and they're not the best, they're gonna try to get better if they're really into it.
Yeah.
Because I've seen that happen in teams like in Cinema. I won't say specific people, but there's some people who didn't start off the best, but have gotten like really good because they really invested in what they were doing.
Yeah.
And I
Cloud
would
X.
say, well, he's not in Cinema.
Yeah, I know, but still, he's like a good example of someone who's really dedicated to his work.
Yeah, he's really good. He's like very, very, very good.
Yes.
But I would say also, like, I think the people you need the most are people who can do something that you can't do the best. Like,
yeah.
get someone, like, if you're not able to do a certain thing, like me and Micah can't do rigging. Like, for
Right.
sure, get someone who can do it a lot better than you can, because me and Micah can't do that at all.
Mm-hmm.
At least I can't. Micah can do like very basic rigging, like very, very, very basic rigging.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say just like get people who can do something you can't, and that'll make for a very well-rounded team, because you want people who are good in every area rather than like a bunch of people who are only good in one area and then all the other areas are lacking.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I'd say about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep.
See ya, Titanium. Thank you for coming to the stream.
And happy birthday.
Mm-hmm. Happy birthday. So let's see.
Yeah, especially if you don't have any funding for your team, like if you're not actually going to be paying anyone,
Just a bunch of friends.
yeah, it's a lot
Harder to find.
it's a
people.
lot
Come on,
harder
brother,
to
you're
get
gonna start
people
working for
to
me.
work unless whoever you're working with is like has just as much motivation as you and they have like the same vision. Because like no one, if someone's not getting paid, they're not like obligated to work. I mean,
Yeah.
people can still work if they really wanted to, but there's nothing keeping them from just like stopping or taking a break for like a very long time.
As a person who's been through 2 teams, I can confirm that 100%.
Yeah, so I mean, the best way to go about it is if you actually have like some sort of incentive.
Mm-hmm.
Could be money, could be something else, but it's usually money. Like,
Mm-hmm.
that's the unfortunate thing about it. Is like, I mean, you can have people to help you with things, but if
Yeah.
you want like a very established team, you're probably gonna have to have a budget,
Yeah.
which is why more of the bigger channels are doing it, is because like they have funding for it.
And they can like dedicate their money to like getting more good people so they can make better content.
Yeah, and make videos faster, because that returns the investment. Because the more videos you're posting, the more money you're getting. So it all like
Yeah.
cycles through.
Exactly. like, for instance, with Enchanted Mob, he has a big team, but they're posting out videos once or twice a month. And since each video is getting like millions of views, that's pretty good investment for the team overall.
Yeah.
Yep.
QC is asking, what is your opinion on free display? Not much to say about them either. They're
On what?
free display, like their content.
3A
I mean-
display.
They're good, but there's not really... It's not unique, really, there either.
The one thing that, like, sorry, Isaac, if you're watching, but the one thing I don't really like about 3A display is that sometimes they try to, like, they do the thing where they try to be like 100% accurate to the story when they can be, and that sometimes hurts. Yeah, the lore.
Yeah.
It sometimes hurts the narrative because, like,
Yeah.
it's really hard to understand what's happening sometimes.
Yeah.
But I think quality-wise, 3A display has gotten better.
Definitely.
Because, like, they're starting to get their
Yeah.
team. They have, like, good lighting
Yeah, of
now.
course.
And
Yeah.
the sets are getting better.
Mm-hmm. So,
But,
yeah.
that's pretty much all I have to say about that. Isaac's a really nice person, though, so sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's kind of strange because like at least lots of you guys know these people, so I bet talking about them is kind of like
Yeah, I mean,
interesting.
talking about, like, any of these people, like, I've at least, probably besides Edgar Coaster, I'm friends with most of them.
yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. It makes it really hard to, like, talk about them from a critical standpoint.
Yeah.
Well,
Sometimes.
I can be critical.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, because, you know, but...
Yeah.
I don't know. I think most of my friends that, like, have the bigger channels are pretty open to criticism. Like, they won't get offended by stuff like that. Like
Would-
Isaac, and,
Yeah.
Seth, like, I could say whatever and they won't really. Like, they take it as constructive criticism. Like, they won't get offended if I say something they didn't look good or something. They'll just try to improve on it.
Which is good. It's good to have people that are willing to be open to criticism and are willing to learn and improve. And it's
So I have
yeah.
to have people that can do that stuff on my team. Yes, if you can find the right people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is why it's good to be active in a lot of different communities so that you can find these people in the first place. And you can kind of establish yourself as a name in the community. So when you do start a team, you'll have people that are willing to join your team in the first place.
Yep. That is a good thing.
And just being a nice person in general and having, like, a positive morale for your team is, like, very, very good. Because, like, if you're not telling anyone on your team that they're doing a good job, then that's not very motivating for them.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
whenever you can, tell them they're doing a good job. And I mean, if they're not, tell them it could be better and tell them what they could do to get better.
Exactly.
And then, like, you know, just make them feel like they're not wasting their time being on your team.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Make them feel
Motivation and
loved.
criticism.
And don't bring people on your team that you don't need currently. So you don't have them waiting around.
Is like,
Yeah.
we kind of did that at one point with, like, modelers. Like,
Yeah.
we had way too many modelers than we actually needed.
Mhm.
We just needed people who would model consistently more than a bunch of different modelers who don't do that much work.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have that same problem too at the moment.
Like, we have, like... I mean, Claire, you use a lot of the Mine-imator animators for your stuff, so
Yeah,
you're
the
keeping them
Mine-imator
pretty busy.
team's active.
The Blunder team is not very active. As a matter of fact, I've only given 2 scenes to 2 different animators. One person got it done and did a good job. The other person only did some minor blocking and just gave it back to me because he said it was too busy. So yeah. No, Acorn, I don't mean this to Acorn. I don't mean this in any offense to you. You weren't being paid, so I can't discriminate against you. But sometimes
I was gonna say that's a downside of not being able to pay is that people could just do that. They're gonna be like, sorry, I'm too busy, and just not work on it.
Yeah.
Mhm. It's easy to forget that the people behind everything have the same emotions and feelings as you.
Yeah. And so that's
So
where
you
I
can treat your team with respect.
yeah.
Check,
And that's where I
check
want
DMs, nerd.
to also this is where I give my personal advice for someone who's working with people who are not paid. If you're having them as assistant animators and you're giving them a scene, ask them how busy are they going to be and how long it'll take them to do it. Like, keep a good amount of communication so that you know what's happening, so that you're not waiting for like a whole week or two for one simple scene to get done.
Me and Zachary
Yep.
put deadlines on our scenes, so they only
Yeah.
have a certain
That's
amount
also
of time.
more of a thing that's exclusive to if you're paying them, because I mean they don't need to follow those deadlines if you're not being paid. Because like,
Yeah.
the way we do it is if they're late on a deadline, their pay gets like docked, and the later they are, like the less money they're gonna get. So like that's motivation for them to like stay on time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For my team, I usually ask. I tell them you need to get this done by then. But then if you like too pressured, then you can ask me something like that.
Yeah.
So I could lessen their workload because they have their own projects as well, and I don't want to interfere with it too far.
Yeah.
So
I give non-paid people very long and editable deadlines. I mean, that's kind of a blessing and a curse, because, like, I mean, that's kind of a blessing and a curse, half-baked, because if you give them a long deadline, they feel pretty obligated to procrastinate, and then just cram it all in on the last day and, like, decrease the level of quality.
yeah,
Because that...
it will like they might forget to together, and that's the worst part.
Yeah, because they're
But
not
then-
getting paid, so they don't really have a motivation to work on it.
But then, like, the solution is that you can ask them once a week, how is it going? Did you do anything? Something like that. So that it will,
Yeah.
like, make it less of a chance for that to happen.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For dead teams, I just do everything myself. That's always an option. But then again,
Yeah.
everything takes longer.
If you're not trying to upload consistently, you can do it by yourself. I think even just for like a better product in the end, it's better to work with other people, because if you have other people helping who are better than you at certain things, then it's obviously going to turn out better.
Exactly.
Exactly.
You need to open up a Tema.
I think he's talking...
Yeah.
Cloud, you can't do everything yourself in life. You need to open up a team. Oh, he's talking to Cloud Core.
But if you're
Okay.
just doing it as a hobby, it's like fine to do it by yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It might take some time. At one point, you might think like, "Oh, I can do this all by myself," and then slowly you just like
You start to
either
learn,
be-
like... Yeah.
you start to learn that you might be more doing things yourself, or you need a team.
It
Yeah.
depends
It
how
goes both
serious you're
ways.
going. Because, like, if it's just a hobby, you can always just do it by yourself. Like, no one's gonna care if you just do it by yourself or not, if you're not trying to... Or, like, for the bigger channels, uploading more often is important to, like, keep their viewer base. So that's why most of us do it. Because we don't want to lose that viewership, because every I forget how it was. It was like, I think, yeah, every 28 days. Wait, can you explain it, Mike? I don't really remember how it went.
Mm-hmm.
Well, do you know what happened in 28 days? Wasn't it like,
People come back and check what there is.
doesn't it like you don't appear on their recommended feed anymore or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, if people don't watch your content for 28 days on a channel, they stop getting recommended your videos. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why Channel Mob's trying to get to 2 videos a month, so that doesn't happen.
It makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why uploading more often in general is better. And like, that's why it's so hard for animation to thrive on YouTube, is because like the algorithm is way more kind to long videos that are uploaded constantly, not short videos that take a long time to make.
That's why BPS uploads weekly 10-minute videos.
Yeah,
That's true.
because again, they look at it from more of a business standpoint. I mean, and Chanamob does too, but like, they're just going about it in different ways.
Yeah. Half baked on
Chanamob
NDA.
doesn't want to sacrifice quality. That's
Yeah.
the difference.
That 100% makes sense. Half baked about NDAs. I have a problem with that since Starspark is not a paid team; it's a volunteer-based team. I don't really think having an NDA would really help anything because what's the motivation to set up an NDA if you're not even making money off of your work?
For people who don't know what that means, it means non-disclosure agreement, which means like if they sign it, you're agreeing not to talk about something, and if you do, you're breaking that contract.
Yeah.
So like
Yep.
we signed an NDA with like Enchanimob, so we're legally obligated not to talk about certain things.
Yeah.
We don't. Anyone who joins Zamination, we don't have signed NDAs.
Yeah.
But we just if there is an incident where someone leaks something, then we'll probably have everyone start to sign NDAs. But we just try to. Like I want to be confident in the people that are on our team.
Yeah.
Like I don't want. I feel pretty confident on everyone on the Zamination team. I don't think they'd leak anything, so I
Yeah.
don't make them sign NDAs.
Yeah. I know the Songs of War animation team. Arbiter makes everyone on the
They
animation
have an
team sign an
NDA,
NDA.
right?
Hey, Red.
Hello there, Red.
Didn't you have to sign an NDA when you started working on Songs of War? We were talking about it and like how that stuff works and giving our thoughts about it.
Yeah, I remember Pixel Z had to sign a contract. I think that's the.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Arbiter 60.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Roblox.
Oh
Brad,
god.
doesn't it feel so good to not have to sign any NDAs for Zamination?
Man, it feels so. Are we gonna have NDAs soon, Jack?
I don't think we need to. Since we're not really a big channel and like we don't really have a massive team, it's not really necessary to have NDAs because it just feels like extra pressure for nothing.
It isn't really like the
Well, it seems like you all
yeah, that
trust each
means-
other anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also had to sign a contractors agreement for Songs of War. Oh really? Wow.
Oh. A lot of yeah. They're basically a professional project.
Yeah, they consider themselves a professional studio, so that's why they have all this stuff. And I mean,
You have to do the same things for Enchanimob.
yeah, it makes sense. There are bigger channels with bigger, more professional level teams, if you consider BPS a professional team. So,
It
So it's-
depends on who's like behind the legal stuff, because people could want to go really professional, and other people are just more laid back. Like,
yeah.
I think me and Mike are more laid back on how strict we enforce things.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zaminations. When you hired people for your team, was there an application or did you message people privately?
It's all private messaging mostly.
Yeah, most of the people on our team have been handpicked. There's only been a few that have asked to join, like Red.
Yeah,
No, but
right.
we worked with Red before we started the official Zamination team, so I wasn't like really skeptical about having him join.
Yeah, having previous
He worked
experience
on-
really helps.
Yeah, he worked on one of the popular memos.
I think it was the Baldy
animations we did a
one.
while back. Yeah, the Baldy one.
Yeah.
I remember him actually showing us the scene, like, after the video came out, I think. I remember, like, we were in college and we would always joke that one of the primary reasons you had Red was because he had that little, like, custom run cycle where it looked kind of like a cartoony circle run, like from Looney Tunes.
I mean, that's the main reason I got him for the popular memos thing, because I saw that and I thought it looked really good. But like when doing the, like the more official team like we have now, there's a lot more that goes into that than just like animation style.
Yeah.
Like there's, like, again, one of the biggest things is just like availability and like if you're actually gonna work on the stuff you're assigned.
Yeah.
And if you're not gonna do that, then there's not really a point to joining the team.
Yeah, and since Red was pretty much done with Songs of War Season 1, he was a lot more open to stuff, so it definitely made him a lot more accessible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Use the run in every single new animation and you'll be good. Red, I need to go back on my old laptop and find that file because I think I still have it.
Oh god.
Because I remember Red actually sending me that file.
Oh no.
So I could technically use it, but I don't know.
You just have a character just like in the background and like every single animation. Every single animation is just there's this one character running around and you're like, why is that character running? With that weird run cycle or something.
Yeah.
Oh god. Oh jeez.
Yeah.
I realized we went really far away from.
Yeah, we did go away from the topic pretty quickly.
We went right.
That's how this podcast goes. We just pick a topic, we just roll with it, and we just.
But
talk
we
about
went.
stuff.
We went the opposite. We went into Minecraft.
We went the
right
opposite.
into Minecraft.
Oh yeah, animating other video games, huh? So.
Zelda. I know that wouldn't get views, but
Overwatch.
I know Zelda animations would not get views, with the exception of Major Link. But I want to anyway for hobby stuff because I like Legend of Zelda.
Breath of the Wild 2.
Oh yeah.
For like animating a lot of things, though, like I would like just doing an animation based off a game that's not Minecraft for like maybe like one video, but like I like being able to have something I can like Minecraft that just allows for like endless creativity. Like you could do whatever you want because like it's sandbox and it's like not there's no certain theme to Minecraft, so you could just kind of tell whatever story with those characters.
Yeah.
And it's like it's simple enough to where you can make videos pretty easy with it.
Yeah, which makes animating Minecraft stuff really fun.
Yes, there's so many possibilities.
The simplicity of life.
Me and a few other people from Songs of War team are pitching a Lego animation for BPS.
Oh yeah, I remember when Red sent me a bunch of like Lego stuff. Let me actually find that because I remember him.
So they're actually doing the Lego thing?
Yeah. Okay, here's
Aren't you under NDA?
What?
I said, aren't you under NDA? Shouldn't you not be talking about that?
That's not an official thing.
It's not an official thing. It's fine. It's just been something Red's been doing for fun. The Lego stuff. Yeah. Me.
It's an official BBS animation yet. So I think. Abby doesn't even know.
Yeah. Let me.
Doesn't exist.
Yeah, this is some of the stuff that. Yeah, this is some of the stuff Red's been doing. He's been working with Judo on it a little bit too. So yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
We're just hoping this will release on the channel to help fund season 2. Oh yeah, yeah, because surprisingly, season 1 didn't do as good as planned.
What?
Like
Wait, what, really?
from what I heard in chat in like the Songs of War discussion, Arbiter wanted this certain view count per episode in order for them to be able to work on season 2. They wanted like 3 million views per video per episode, but that's not happening. So
That's a really high.
Yeah, even for BPS currently, that's pretty high.
That's a really high view count.
I'm kind of surprised that it's not getting 3 million views because I mean they upload stuff that gets a lot of views, like that villager raid animation.
Yeah, that one.
Has so many views.
Yeah, that one was the most amount of views any Minecraft animation on their channel had in a while since when was something around that view count? Actually, it's pretty far back. Giant Derp and Survival Island, but that was a year ago. What?
Their race got 3 million.
Maybe a lot of it's going to like the reaction videos too, or something.
Wait, what?
Or just watching
Wait
the
a
reaction.
minute. No, that's not right.
Maybe.
Why did the trailer for Village Raid get 8 million?
You know, that is right.
I thought the actual video,
Well, okay.
the trailer got as many as the actual. Holy cow!
Yeah. It's because of
Ooh,
the
controversy. Not
Yep.
exactly controversial, but ooh. Their race got 3 million too. It's very wow. I think it's because Songs of Wars much go after the original stuff and not usually what BTS does usually.
I think it's close enough to what BPS usually does, though, that it should be getting a lot
But
more views. Because people on videos. on YouTube,
but then like what they're like we'll see basically their characters like the dirt. That's what people are after. At least that's what I'm saying.
The
I think
dirt
It's like the
to
race.
me on BPS is like the minions for Illumination.
I think
It
maybe
is.
whenever
I would not
they're
like to see them at all.
I think maybe there'll be like whenever there are more episodes out, there'll be like viewers who just watch episodes 1 through 10 just all at once
Yeah,
because
maybe
YouTube is kind of designed to do that.
Yeah, maybe bingers are like people
That's-
just wait until like the whole to binge it and then
Yeah.
boom.
And then just like whenever season 2 comes out, people will probably be like, "Wait a minute, what's this new thing? Season 2, what?" or something.
I think we may have to wrap up the stream because like I'm getting buffering issues on the stream. Like I don't know what's going on, so we may need to begin wrapping it up. So, yeah.
Let me see. Let me see. Well, it's still going okay for me on.
Oh, it's back. Oh.
It's going okay for me the whole time. So.
Like for some reason, I checked and it like completely shut down. I don't know why.
It's going okay for me the whole time. I don't know what's going on with you.
Maybe my internet just had a weird hiccup. Or maybe my brothers just swapped a Roblox game and it crashed my internet. Because like here's the thing. This is what I hate about Roblox. It takes so much more internet than any other internet game I've ever played. And it's not even that high quality of a game.
I think it's because like their sources are from the time. They don't have the download thing. Okay, I can see the buffering. Okay, oh jeez, come on, Jack.
Yeah, there's buffering issues. Yeah, I may have to begin wrapping it up. Yeah. Plus, we've been going for almost like an hour and a half, so we've been going for a really good while.
It's almost 2 hours too. So.
Yeah. So I think we'll begin wrapping it up. So yeah, thanks to everyone who showed up. It was great to talk to everyone again. We're gonna try to do more of these podcast episodes more often. So yeah. Thank you so much, everyone. And thanks, of course, to Zamination for joining us. It was very, very nice of them to join.
Yes, thank you guys.
Thank you guys.
Yeah. So, yeah. Once again, thank you. And this is where we head out. Oh, wait. Are we going to do the thing we did episode 1 where we have a keyword for the comments to know that we got to the end of the video?
Yeah, can't forget. Keyword.
Stream way back home.
No. let's do since we ended the conversation on Red's Lego stuff, let's say spinjitzu is the keyword.
Yes, spinjitzu.
Okay. If you made it to the end of the stream all the way, type spinjitzu in the comments. And then we'll know that you watched the whole way. There you go. So yeah. Thank you everyone. It was great to see you all and bye.
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 Goodbye.
Stream way back home.